Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Cowgirl Museum Story Time. Today, we're going to be reading once again about Cowgirl Museum Honoree Georgia O'Keeffe. Now, in this book, it's a little bit of a higher grade and has a bit more information about Georgia O'Keeffe as an honoree. I hope you'll enjoy as we read My Name is Georgia, a portrait by Jeanette Winter. When I was 12 years old, I knew what I wanted, to be an artist. I've always known what I wanted. When I was small, I played alone for hours and hours and hours. I was satisfied to be all by myself. I did things other people don't do. When my sisters wore sashes, I didn't. When my sisters wore stockings, I wore none. When my sisters wore braids, I let my black hair fly. I rode to town every Saturday to copy pictures from the stack in the art teacher's cupboard. At home, I looked out my window and drew pictures of what I saw. Maybe I can make something beautiful. At school in Chicago, I drew from statues in the museum. At school in New York, I painted one still life painting a day, every day. At school, I painted my teacher's ideas. But when school days were over, I went out into the wide world to discover my own ideas. I went to Texas Plains, the wild west of my childhood books. You've never seen the sky. It is wonderful. I walked into the sunset. I felt the wind across the plains. And I painted the sunset and the sky and the wonderful loneliness and emptiness of the place. I painted day and night. I worked till my head all felt light at the top. I have things in my head that are not like what anyone has taught me, shapes and ideas. I bundled up my paintings and went to New York City to be where other artists live. I walked down the canyons of steel. I lived high up in the clouds and painted what I saw from my window. But sometimes what I saw from my window was the far away, calling me. I painted a garden in the city. I wanted everyone to see flowers the way I saw them. I looked closely at the flowers. I painted a camellia. I painted it big so people would notice. I painted a jack in the pulpit. I painted it big so people would see it. I painted poppies and petunias and sunflowers and jimson weeds and irises and apple blossoms. My garden bloomed until everyone saw the flowers the way I saw them. But still I looked to the sky. The distance has always been calling me. I went to the New Mexico desert, so far away that no one ever comes. I was satisfied to be all by myself. It was too dry for the flowers to grow, but there were bones. I gathered the bones, big bones, little bones, short bones, long bones, a cow's skull, a horse's skull, a ram's skull, and brought the bones home to paint. One day, I held one up against the sky and saw the blue through that hole, and I painted what I saw. I saw the sky and the red hills, and I walked the hills at daybreak and twilight, at noon and in the starlight. I painted the arms of two red hills reaching out to the sky and holding it. I painted the padermal mountain in the far away. I painted it over and over and over again, and again, and again, and again. God told me if I painted that mountain enough, He'd give it to me. I drove my Model A across the desert and back, up and down over the hills. I painted in my studio on wheels until the afternoon bees chased me home. Even in winter, I went far out into the far away and painted in the bitter cold. I painted when the wind was so strong it nearly blew me away. I did things other people don't do. I climbed my ladder to the night sky and wait for the sun. I slept under the stars to see the morning sky when I woke. I stayed in the desert. My hair turned from black to gray, to white as the bones. I still walked the red hills. My pile of bones grew. My flowers bloomed in the desert, and the padermal was mine. And the sky, oh, it was still wonderful. I painted the sky one more time. I painted my sky big so people would see the sky the way I did. I worked from dawn to dusk every day for weeks and months. Then, as I painted the last cloud, the sun slipped behind the padermal. I laid my brushes down. Kiss the sky for me. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you liked it, please give it a like and share on social media. If you still need more resources while we're staying at home, feel free to check our website and under the education resources to see updates on things that we've been releasing. Thanks so much for joining us.